Control your mind. Buddha's lesson on inner mastery. In a world full of distractions and desires, our greatest challenge and greatest freedom lies within our own mind. Buddha once said, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." In this lesson, we journey into one of the most powerful teachings of the Buddha, learning to control your mind and, through it, transform your life. Why control the mind? Buddha taught that the mind is like a monkey jumping from thought to thought, never resting. If we allow it to run wild, we become prisoners to worry, anger, and fear. But when we learn to observe and guide the mind, we begin to live with purpose, clarity, and peace. Controlling the mind isn't about suppression, it's about awareness. It's about training the mind to serve us, rather than letting it lead us into suffering. Every action begins with a thought. What we think, we eventually say and do. Buddha emphasized that negative thoughts like hatred, greed, or jealousy pollute the mind and cloud judgment. But positive thoughts like compassion, patience, and gratitude create light within and without. Training your mind begins with being mindful of your thoughts. Notice them, but don't let them control you. Thoughts are like clouds they pass. Your awareness is the sky. Meditation is Buddha's greatest tool for mastering the mind. When we sit in stillness, we learn to watch the mind with patience and compassion. We begin to see how thoughts rise and fall like waves, and how we can choose not to be carried away. Start with just a few minutes each day. Focus on your breath. When thoughts come, and they will acknowledge them and return to your breath. Over time, the mind becomes less reactive, more peaceful, and deeply rooted in the present moment. Practical wisdom. How to control the mind daily. 1. Start the day with intention. Before the world rushes in, take a few moments to set your intention. What kind of energy will you bring to the day? This simple practice aligns your mind with your values and gives you a compass to return to throughout the day. 2. Watch your inner dialogue. We talk to ourselves all day long. Buddha advised us to be mindful of this inner voice. Is it kind or critical, aware or distracted? Replace self-judgment with self-compassion. Remember, you are training your mind, not punishing it. 3. Avoid mental poison. Buddha warned against feeding the mind with harmful content, anger, envy, comparison. Be mindful of what you consume. Nourish your mind with wisdom, silence, and presence. Just as the body needs good food, the mind needs peace. 4. Take mindful pauses. Throughout your day, pause. Take a breath. Center yourself. Ask, where is my mind? What am I feeding it? These pauses reconnect you to the present and bring control back to your awareness. 5. Reflect before you react. The uncontrolled mind reacts. The trained mind responds. When faced with anger or tension, pause and observe. You don't have to become your emotion. You can witness it and choose a wiser path. A Buddha story, The Two Arrows. Buddha once told a parable. When struck by an arrow, we feel pain. But if struck by a second arrow, the arrow of mental suffering, we suffer even more. The first arrow is life. The second is how we react to it. When we control our mind, we stop shooting ourselves with the second arrow. We learn to feel without attaching, to observe without judging, to live without clinging. What happens when you master your mind? A calm mind becomes a source of strength. When you master your mind, you master your emotions, your decisions, and your peace. Life becomes less about control and more about clarity. You begin to walk through life with ease, grace, and compassion. Reflection. Buddha's message is clear. The mind can be your greatest enemy or your greatest ally. With awareness, intention, and practice, you can become the master of your thoughts. Start today, just one breath at a time. The path to peace is not outside it. Begins with mastering the world within. Train your mind. Transform your life. Subscribe to Empower Talk for more timeless wisdom. Thank you for watching. If you found this lesson helpful, share it with others on the path. Subscribe to Empower Talk for more Buddhist teachings, stories, and daily calm. Your journey to inner peace is just beginning.